about them Cowboys?
How about them Cowboys?
All right, what up? Hey, welcome back to the Next Man Up Sports Podcast. I am one half of the dynamic duo that is Bobby G and Shaka.
How y'all doing?
All right, where we up to? Episode 5.
Episode number 5.
Episode number 5. Thanks everybody for your support so far and watching the previous episodes. We will continue to try and give you what you want to hear. But tonight is Christmas. Christmas Eve is over. It's Christmas. NFL kickoff. We had the first game of the season.
And it was a good one.
Actually, it was better. Definitely better than I thought it would be.
Man, we were both wrong on that call. Halfway wrong.
Partially.
Yeah.
There was some bad football played. We'll get it.
It's the first game of the season. I mean, you got to expect mistakes.
Right. Absolutely. And especially with the one game short preseason, so you're missing a game. And a lot of starters did not play a lot as opposed to a normal preseason what they would play.
Right. So
take that into account. But first Thursday night game of the season, Tampa Bay Buccaneers come up with the win.
Yep. Tom terrific.
Didn't really look that terrific.
What are you talking about? That boy ball. Go ahead.
He threw. I'll take away one pick. I'll take away one because it was a Hail Mary. But
both of his picks weren't his fault.
You're throwing the ball to Leonard Fournette. Leonard Fournette is not known for having hands.
First of all, there was nothing wrong with that pass.
Yes, it was. Number one, you're taught as a quarterback, you don't put a ball up for a running back. You put it low. So, I'm sure in his 100 years in the NFL.
Right. I mean, hey, let's give a quick shout out, though, to Tom Brady starting season 22.
That is an accomplishment for a position player.
For a position player, for a quarterback, he's still playing. I mean, he put up almost 379 yards, 4 touchdowns tonight. He looked like a young man. He looked like a young man tonight. He looked like Tom terrific.
Did he?
Oh, yeah.
Did he?
I was excited. I was watching him dissect that field left and right, man. It looked good.
Because they ran a little bootleg play, and he looked 44 years old.
Oh, you talking about when he fell and like...
No, not even that play.
Oh, I thought... Because that one, it was like he was trying to move up in the pocket.
Play action bootleg.
Like,
but yeah, that play was hilarious. I was dying laughing.
It was like what we talk about all the time.
It was a Shaq fall.
Fucking Shaq fall. I was like, Tom, what are you doing? He got the, I mean, it's that Mahomes shit, man. Everybody think they can do it now. It's like that Steph Curry problem I was talking about the other episode. It's like, everybody think that they can just, it's like, Tom, come on now. I know that you got a better workout and health regimen than anybody on the planet. Like, I get that.
Yeah, so Bruce Arians, you just put them aside like, dude, that's not your game. That's not your game.
Not at all. But, so what are your big takeaways from the Bucs game, man? I want to hear your opinion first before we get into mine, because I got some, man. I'm gonna put some shade on some people. So I want to.
You had Tampa number 1 in your power rankings. I had them number 2.
Yes. I
still think they're, well, as it stands right now, they're the best team in the NFC. But they didn't play great football. Not for having all the time that you had to prepare for game number 1. You're the reigning Super Bowl champions. You know, I don't like to use the term defending.
Right.
But you're the reigning champs. First game of the season at home, prime time. All eyes are on you. They did not look great. They made a lot of mistakes, a lot of mental errors.
Yeah.
You know, offensive linemen get a taunting penalty. For real, bro?
That was a first for me.
Right. Offensive linemen got a taunting penalty. And that to me is one of the concerns. Discipline. Right. Which is one of the concerns I was trying to bring to you in talking about them trying to repeat. A lot of those guys, they haven't won anything. A lot of those guys were there during the Jameis Winston years. They're used to losing football. Now they're the hunted, and they go on, they win the Super Bowl. Now coming to the season, they're the hunted. A lot of those guys got the big head. One of them being an offensive lineman who apparently feels the need to taunt. But it was a lot of undisciplined football. Their offensive line, I can't really tell whether they looked good or bad because the Cowboys had 0 pass rush.
I was debating that too after watching the game. Like, I was really trying to go back through in my head and make that determination. Was this good offensive line work on both sides or bad defensive line?
Exactly.
Work? And it was like, because that was actually one of the points I had. I'm like, they left Dak Prescott untouched.
Yeah, there was one sack in the game for both teams combined. Yeah. It was one sack. It was
no. Shaq Barrett got one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was on Dak. But, I mean, at least Tampa got pressure.
Right.
It forced Dak to move around, but it was like...
I mean, did they, though? Because that's what I'm saying. They only got one sack. It was like 7 quarterback hits, and he completed 72% of his passes. So, and that's alarming to me. Because that's also something I'm kind of jumping ahead of myself on this.
Especially after remembering what they were able to do to Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl.
Right.
To come out and look like they did tonight against Dak.
Yeah, they did not look good on defense.
Right.
Like up and down across the board. The offensive things, like I'm one of those people, like, I don't necessarily fault effort plays.
Okay.
Like, I believe it was Godwin late in the game, was the 28-26. Mm-hmm. They're in the red zone. He gets a good pass. He's trying to get extra yards.
Push off or no?
Oh, at the end of the game?
Yeah.
I honestly... Okay. So, I think... I love that it was a no call. Because I genuinely... Again, I watched that replay, and I felt like if there was a flag, you could argue it either direction. Because... I don't remember the DB's name off the top of my head, but he clearly had his hand around his back. You can see him in the back. He was clearly pulling his jersey. Obviously, Godwin's trying to turn back to the ball, so you can say there's pass interference. And yeah, he definitely extended his arm. So I think that it was pass interference on both sides, so I love the no call. You know, we talk about that in basketball, like, is it a block or a charge? I prefer you just let it go. You know, like in that one, I felt like it was, if there was a flag, I wouldn't have blamed the refs either direction.
Okay.
If it was on the defense or on the offense. So I'm happy that there was no flag.
Right.
This is football at the end of the day. Come on now.
Okay, my thoughts on that play.
Hit that weight room, baby.
I think the flag should have been thrown.
Yeah.
And I'm actually going to praise your guy. I'm agreeing with Tom Brady. If you didn't hear, he went on a Bucs show. They run a pod, and he was speaking about the rules.
How he feels like it puts too much pressure on the defense.
Exactly, and I think that situation right there, like, bro, I know you want to put offense sells tickets, but come on, you got to call the game how it is. That guy clearly fully extended into his chest and got an advantage.
I feel like it's a bang bang play, and maybe I'm a bit of an old school guy, like. 10 years ago, we're not even having a conversation about is that PI. That's just a great offensive play.
Well, 10 years ago, he would also been able to do things prior to them getting downfield.
Right.
To prevent them both from being in that position. So, but in that position, like,
I don't think it was a bad, I don't think that the no call was a bad decision. I'm actually happy that they didn't throw the flag, because again, I could have gone either way on it. Even just me, I don't give a shit about the Cowboys or the Bucs. I don't give a fuck who wins. So for me, it's not even like I have a stake in the game. Like, yeah, I believe that Tom Brady's the GOAT. That doesn't matter if he loses to the Cowboys week 1. That doesn't change shit. He still has more championship rings than any other franchise has total. So it's like, I don't care who wins. I just felt like I liked the no call. Okay. I really did like the no call. But go ahead.
I was gonna say, speaking of the GOAT, let's talk about the real GOAT of the game. Does Greg Zuerlein have a job tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Greg Zuerlein has a job tomorrow only because the kicking market is atrocious right now.
I think he's released.
There's not a lot of teams with good kickers right now. There's just not. And I think he made up for it. If he missed that last field goal, the one that put them up 29-28, no way in hell he comes back tomorrow. You can't miss 3 field goals, including an extra point in the game, and think you're keeping your job. But he did knock through the one that would have won in the game if they weren't playing against Tom Terrific. If they weren't playing against the GOAT, he would have had the game winner. So I think he still has his job. I think that they were saying stuff about him having some back issues leading into the game. He was struggling in the preseason. I think that's bullshit. I'd never like hearing about injuries after someone fucks up. It's like, I want to, like, I don't care. We hear it all the time in the fight game. It's like, my shoulder was injured a week ago in training camp, but you don't want to say shit. Right. So, no, shut up. You lost. I hate that. Like, he missed these kicks because his back. Then he shouldn't have been fucking playing.
I think he's gone. I think the Dallas Cowboys will have a new kicker come week 2.
I wouldn't be surprised. I don't think that they will. Because you still have to look at it at the end of the day, he went 3 for 5. So it's like, and he did again hit the game, what would have been the game winner, the go-ahead field goal. I don't think he should keep his job, but I also don't think the Cowboys have a hell of a lot of options. There's not a lot of good kickers in the league right now. There's just not.
It's pretty much, why hasn't anybody signed Kickalicious, man? Kickalicious.
Dude, what happened to Kickalicious?
He got a shot with the Lions in the preseason.
And he made every single one.
Yeah, he made his kick.
Including one of them was like a 59-yarder or some. Yeah. What happened to Kickalicious? For y'all that don't know, this is, obviously we're on podcasts and everything else, but if you're on YouTube watching us or listening, just look up Kickalicious. It'll be entertaining if nothing else. You'll appreciate it. You'll thank us later. But yeah, how he's not on the roster is beyond me. It's always been me. I've never understood. But what I wanted to say when we were talking about, this push off DB defensive thing, because it was like the most glaring thing to me that had me looking at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for the first time. Because I've been high on them. Most people have been high on them because again they returned everybody.
Right.
Dude. Jamel Dean. 35.
He can play.
He's a fucking liability. Jamel Dean today, maybe it's not. Maybe it was just a bad day for him. Yeah, but they went after him exclusively tonight. Like that's why you had guys like Amari Cooper, 12 catches, 129 yards. CeeDee Lamb, 7 for 104, including the 31 crucial yards that put them in field goal range.
Exactly.
That was on Jamel Dean. They went after him. They had to have targeted him 20 times tonight. And he only had one pass defended. It means he was just getting eaten. But
that's what happens because they play that zone.
Dude,
for the most part, their blitz percentage is one of the lowest in the league because they have that monstrous front four.
That shit worried me. Like in watching the Bucs, and obviously we're not just the teams that we like, being the Browns and the Broncos. Like we watched all of this. That worried me for their chances to repeat. I know it's just game one, but the fact that he was so thoroughly exposed by a quarterback who hasn't played in a year, who has a sore shoulder, and by guys that are not top tier wide receivers. I'm not shitting on Amari Cooper. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that he's not great.
He's top tier.
I mean, I guess. I
wouldn't say CD, but tonight was a very big step in the right direction for CD.
Oh, CeeDee Lamb balled out.
I mean, he has some drops. Yeah. But overall, I was impressed with CD.
I was just worried. I was worried about that Tampa Bay secondary. Yeah. Like as we were talking about, seeing that, and it's like night and day from what you guys did to the Chiefs.
Right.
The fucking Cowboys are not as good as the Chiefs.
Again, it all started with that pressure from the front four.
Yeah, and they got none of it.
Right. And the Cowboys were down Zach Martin, their best offensive lineman, which is so to not be able to generate.
So let's, because I have my opinions on it. It's been a long
year for those guys.
I have my opinions on it. I just want to hear yours first. What are your thoughts on Dak's? One, on Dak's performance, and two, the way that Mike McCarthy approached the game when it came to Dak, when it came to their offense. What are your thoughts on those? I'm curious.
I think Mike McCarthy called a horrible game. I was impressed with Dak Prescott. Not necessarily statistically, just that he came out as his first real action since the ankle injury.
Yeah.
Plus you have the shoulder injury in training camp, which it is more of as they were saying, it's more of an injury that pitchers have. So it's not even really a football type injury. Mm-hmm. It's a baseball type injury. But still to come out, it looked like he had good velocity on his passes. He did leave a few short. Yeah. And, I mean, I don't know whether that was just the pocket coming in or, game situation, but he left a few short. But overall, I mean, he looked good. He didn't like, wince in pain. Like, you didn't see him trying to protect the shoulder.
No, not the shoulder. He protected the ankle.
Right. Yeah. He definitely...
He did not look good outside the pocket.
Nah, it just didn't look right. Like, he didn't have that full confidence about stepping or cutting certain directions. Like, you see a little hesitancy. But throwing the ball... I was really impressed. You don't want your quarterback to throw the ball 58 times.
Yeah, it's stupid.
I think what is the overall winning percentage of quarterbacks that throw the ball over 50 times? It's like in the 30s.
Probably
30s or 40s. Fortunately for them,
I would not be surprised at all.
Right? Yeah,
I would be probably alarmed if it was that high.
Yeah, it's very low, but fortunately for them, Tom Brady also threw 50 passes, so it kind of
I mean, his last three was why his IQ is 9,000. Like his the last 17 seconds of that game is why I love Tom Brady. Like that, you gonna pull everybody up to the line, everybody in the building thinking you gonna run an actual play. But they
run a play.
But
yeah, everybody knew, but they didn't have any timeouts.
But because Dallas still had two. But Tom Brady, being the cerebral person that he is, they already had 2 fumbles this game. Do you really want to take a chance on another one when you're in field goal range? Why? Or even worse, there's 24 seconds left when they got in field goal range. What if he gets tackled in bounds? It takes too long. Now you're trying to rush to scramble to get the. Instead, Tom Brady was like, I can waste 5 seconds per play by just calling something, taking a couple steps back, and throwing this bitch as high as I can. Because they can't call the play dead till it hits something. So it's like, I loved it. He wasted 17 seconds off the clock. Just throwing the ball out of bounds. Like, IQ 9,000.
Center snaps it over his head, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the Broncos. It's my one reference. I've talked too much about my team, so I'm gonna shit on them so y'all can be happy. Fuck you.
What are your thoughts on the absence of a running game from either team?
Oh my God, I was hoping that you would touch on that because I didn't want to come across too aggressive. I could not believe so for the Bucs, I was never expecting them to have like an explosive running attack. That's not really the style of play that they have.
Right.
They have exactly the right. Leonard Fournette does what they need.
He gets them. By committee, you got him and Ronald Jones.
Yeah, they get the little chunk yards, whatever sets up the play action. But you know that this isn't a team that's trying to put up 100, 200 rushing yards on the ground.
Right.
The Cowboys have Zeke, and he only got 11 carries for 33 yards.
Right.
And mind you, 13 of those came on one play. So that means his other 10 carries was for only 20 yards.
Right.
It's 2 yards a carry from Zeke. And why are the numbers so low?
Exactly.
Why are you only at 11? And he only got to that literally like the last couple of plays of the game. Otherwise, he'd have been in single-digit carries.
Right. And this is why I say Mike McCarthy called it
for Zeke.
Game.
Yeah. And it wasn't even like, okay, we're going to use him somewhere else. He had like 1 reception. And then you have Pollard come in, same thing.
Yeah, very serviceable backup.
3 carries, 14 yards, but one of those carries was for 11. That means you had 2 carries for 3 yards before that. No receptions. So it's not even like you're using your running backs out of the backfield like an Alvin Kamara or Dalvin Cook. It's like you're just not using your running backs on not a brand new quarterback, but a quarterback that's coming back. In my opinion, brand new from an ankle injury, from the shoulder injury that we're talking about, and you want this dude throwing 58 passes?
Exactly.
When you have Ezekiel Elliott on your team.
Yeah. It's like people talk about the Cleveland Browns running game, but the reason the running game is so good is because they run the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Nick Chubb is never going to have that game. And if Nick Chubb does have that game, best believe Kareem Hunt probably has 16, 17 carries.
Yeah.
So it's
I couldn't believe it. The whole time I was watching the game, I was like yelling at the TV for the Cowboys, and I'm like, run the ball.
Yeah.
And counter to your point, they actually went against something that you said, is that, typically when, as he did tonight, I mean, you called it out, Dak throwing for 400 yards, but it's usually you were saying it, and I agree with you because it was the truth. Last year, he's throwing for 400 yards because they were getting down. So the biggest gap tonight was 9 points.
Yeah, so you're in the game the
entire time. Why are you not using the second best weapon in the running game in the NFL? Because I mean, who would you put as better than Zeke? I mean, Saquon Barkley if healthy,
as a pure running back.
Maybe, as a pure running back. Derrick Henry,
Henry and Chubb. That's it.
Henry, Chubb, maybe Saquon Barkley.
Maybe.
So I'm like, either way, what are we talking about? Top 5? You have a top 5 running back.
Pure running back.
You have a top 5 pure running back. A dude that's rushed for thousands of yards consistently. Like, this is a beast. He gets 11 carries in week 1.
Yeah, week 1.
Week 1. Not week 11.
Against the reigning champions in prime time.
And with a quarterback who needs rest, needs protection. How do you give your quarterback protection? You run the ball. That way they can't be sending 5, 6, 7 guys. Exactly. They only can send that front 3 or 4. I mean, credit is due where it's due that the Cowboys' offensive line, regardless of not having any kind of a running game, kept Dak clean. Yeah. 1 sack, and again, it was like a chase down sack. He was trying to outrun Shaq Barrett, so he broke the pocket. So it wasn't even like he got sacked in the pocket.
Exactly.
They did a goddamn hell of a job. Like, because again, the front 4 for Tampa Bay, they're not slouches. No. They're not slouches. So you hold them like that. It's all credit, in my opinion, on that way. That's a credit to the offensive line for the Cowboys.
But another thing, though, was it more good Cowboys or bad Tampa?
I think it was in that specific example of protecting the quarterback. I believe it was good offensive line play from the Cowboys. Okay. As far as defense goes, I think that Tampa played a bad defensive game in its secondary. Okay. I don't think that their front 4 was bad. Shaq Barrett was still trying. Pierre-Paul was getting in there and trying to do what he like. They were getting some kind of pressure. They weren't getting the quarterback hits.
The one play that they had was towards the end on that final drive where Vita VA just took the center. Oh my God! I honestly thought Dak was gonna get hurt. Yeah. The way it looked is he took that center right back into Dak Prescott's leg, and he got the pass off, so the camera shifted, and I'm looking in the corner like, oh my God, did he go down? Because it just looked like he was about to get rolled up. But Vita VA is a man.
Oh, yeah, he's a beast, dude. And so, again, it's like I think that the Tampa Bay secondary was exposed. And then Jamel Dean got blistered tonight. Yeah. Like, dude, he looked like a rookie. And again, you were on the team last year. You've had good seasons before. And it was like tonight, I'm like, I don't think I've ever seen a DB in my life get targeted like that. It was like automatic. It was like it didn't matter for Dak Prescott who was lined up with Jamel Dean. He was throwing the ball there. Right. Yeah, that was all it looked like. I've never seen Dak Prescott because, again, he is a good quarterback. I felt like he was in like one option read, period. He's finding 35, whoever it is. Yeah, I'm throwing it to you. Like, I don't give a shit about the rest. And he was eating. Like, 400 yards doing that. He was eating. Yeah. So is there any other big thing about this game that you want to touch on? Because, I mean, again, I'm people, this is why we're so excited. Like, I love this no longer the predictions. It's no longer the what ifs. It's just like, it's what happened. Like, let's go over what happened. What did they actually do? We both thought that this game was going to be a blowout. Are you surprised? Yeah. Are you more disappointed in the Bucs? I feel like we've already touched around it, but I just want to defend it. Are you more disappointed in the Bucs or impressed by the Cowboys?
Disappointed in the Bucs. Again, you have this. This is going to be the most time you have to prepare for a game, including if you make it to the Super Bowl. Like, you literally had months to prepare for this moment. It's ring night. You got the banner going up, and you come out this flat. Like,
did they come out flat? I feel like they came out flat on defense, not offense. To be fair,
they had 4 turnovers. 4 turnovers.
Yeah, they did.
Like they basically
two of them I give. I put an asterisk.
Yeah, but take away the Hail Mary.
Yeah, the Hail Mary one, that's not a pick.
You kept, but the 2 back to back.
Oh, yeah, that was bad.
With the Godwin fumble, and then come back with the pick that bounced off Fournette's hands. Like, you kept the Cowboys in the game. Like, that was crucial. You just get the stop. They missed the field goal. Yeah.
And you're up 2, you're in the red zone, and then you get another turnover.
Right. Next thing you know, you're in a 1-point game. Like, so, just to come out with that, like, I didn't see we're the champs. You got to go through us. I didn't get that vibe. It just looked like a regular game. Like, they didn't take, there was no pride on the line. Like, it was just, like, being a Brown, like, with our season ended in Kansas City. We opened in Kansas City. I expect us to look a certain way on Sunday. Yeah. Win or lose. I expect the Browns to look a certain way. Right. I didn't get that feeling from Tampa.
I only got it from 3 guys. I got it from Tom Brady. I got it from Antonio Brown, surprisingly. And I got it from
Brown balled.
Antonio Brown balled. Like, and he talked about it, like, and these are stories I love to hear that people don't talk about often enough, is that sometimes, like, we see somebody fall from grace, and then we don't give them enough credit for coming back, from making it back, and especially when that person wants to give credit where credit's due. Right. Antonio Brown was spiraling out of control. Yeah. Tom Brady, in all of his infinite wisdom, saw something in Antonio Brown, saw something everybody else saw in Antonio Brown. Like, this is a beast. He just needs some guidance. And again, why he's the GOAT, Antonio Brown's even come out and said it. He was like, no one's ever treated me like Tom Brady does. Like, you can see it in their interactions. Like, Antonio Brown, he's crazy enough.
Camera caught after the one touchdown. He said, I love you, Tom.
Yeah, he's like, I'll kill for this dude. And he balled. Yeah. Man, that boy looked every bit as good as he did in Pittsburgh. Yeah. And I was so happy to see that. Like, that was my second biggest takeaway from the game. Gronk's going Gronk. I love seeing them Gronk spikes.
Had a great game.
Yeah. Like, you see again the IQ was 9,000 with him.
He did steal a touchdown pass from Chris Godwin, though.
He did. He definitely did.
I'm not going to let him slide. He bumped him out of the way. He's like, yo, I got this.
I'm Gronk, bitch. What you mean? It's like I feel like Tom Brady is like that scene that we both absolutely love from the original Avengers. I feel like Tom Brady just walks into every scenario. It's like, oh, we got like other teams will be Loki, like, oh, we got an army, and he's like, I have a Gronk. Fuck you. I have a dude that's never gonna drop the ball. Right. Oh, I wanted to talk about that. Just super. Have you noticed that I feel like Rob Gronkowski does not get tackled anymore? He just gets like surrounded. No, not even that. He just gets like surrounded by like 5 or 6 defensive players, and then like his forward progress is just stopped. But he's still standing up, like holding the ball, and like the refs are just like, okay, we're done. But he doesn't get tackled anymore. Like, I don't feel. And anyway, my biggest takeaway was, man, Tom fucking Brady. He left Boston because he was too cold. It was too cold in Boston, man. So he went down to Tampa. He's like, I'm going to warm up. I don't think anybody realized he was going to catch fire. Because that, he went from being too cold to being too hot. Yeah. I knew it. I knew the second I looked up at that scoreboard and I'm like, got 124 and a timeout and time terrific. Oh, Bucs are winning this game.
Well, you knew it because the Cowboys' defense is like Swiss cheese.
I knew it because it's Tom Brady. So... anyway, that's my big takeaway from the game is Tom Terrific. He's on fire, man. He left the cold of Boston so he could get hot down in Florida.
I definitely did not see them getting back to the Super Bowl now. I didn't have them in the Super Bowl anyway, but I definitely don't see them getting back.
I don't think that they, I think I had a Bucs Browns. I still think that they're the team to beat in the NFC. Because even last year, they started off rough. They lost their opening game last year.
Yeah, they got thrashed by the Saints.
Yeah, so it's like, they got off to the bad start. We all talked about it. So I still think that they're good. I think that they'll address the issues, the glaring issues that we saw on offense. On offense, on defense tonight. But yeah, no, I still think that they're the team to beat in the NFC until I see what Green Bay does on Sunday.
Right.
I want to see what Green Bay does on Sunday. I want to see how Aaron Rodgers comes out because that'll be, in my opinion, kind of the measuring stick. So... all right, I mean, let's get in. Yeah, let's get into. I want to hear your.
Let's start right there.
First few picks.
Packers Saints.
Oh, that's a guaranteed win for the Packers, man. So in that game, I got the Packers winning 28-7.
Okay.
I don't think that'll even be a contest, because again, the Saints are just completely depleted. You know, they're only fielding Jameis Winston. I know they still got Alvin Kamara.
And remember, the game is being played in Jacksonville due to Hurricane Ida, so. It's a home game, not home game for the Saints.
Right.
So that's a huge factor.
I think that the Packers win. The Saints, they don't have anybody. I know they still got Cam Jordan on defense, and I know they still got Alvin Kamara on offense, but that's literally it. And last time I checked, it's a 22-man roster, not 2. So, and you ain't gonna put up. I don't give a baker's F what 2 you put up. It ain't gonna be enough against Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, any one Aaron Rodgers is worth like half your team.
If there was an opportunity for an upset, I think it would be this game, but I don't see it happening. I also think the Packers win. I think the venue change definitely helps Green Bay. You're outdoors. I just think that there's too much going on with the Saints. Like they're in a tough situation.
It's kind of
No, I mean not even real. I just mean everything going on with the hurricane.
Well, like real life shit,
right?
Like not just football, but like they're dealing with real shit.
Your living situation is thrown out of whack. Your practice situation is thrown out of whack. Now your game situation is thrown out of whack. It's just too much going on. I don't really think the focus will be there. I think the Packers win by at least 14.
Yeah, again, I had it 28-7.
Yeah, so it's kind of similar to when they went through Hurricane Katrina. It's like those transition games were like really difficult. It wasn't until the dome opened back up and they came back home where they kind of let people have it.
Yeah,
I see the same thing playing out, but you don't have Drew Brees to fall back on, so it's gonna be a rough start for the Saints. But
as I said in our power rankings, if you're a Saints fan,
watch LSU.
Yeah, literally, it's gonna be a really brutal year for the Saints. It's a rebuild year, and as I was saying, when we talked about it before, I'm just kind of curious to see what direction they go in. Yeah. I think they're going to be just trying to field things and see what do they do in the post-Breeze era. Yeah. Because, I mean, I feel like at times people don't understand how impactful certain players can be. And it's like, Drew Brees has been that team for 15, 17 years.
The NFL's greatest hype man.
Yeah, and it's like, oh my God.
His pregame chants are legendary.
So it's like, how do you replace him, and what do you want that to look like? Like, what direction are you going? And so yeah, I think it's gonna be a rough season for the Saints.
Yeah, we can find out how good Sean Payton is as a coach.
Yeah, I definitely think that it's a guaranteed win for the Packers week 1. Let's keep it in the NFC for now. Right. Who you got? Philly versus Atlanta. I mean, I know these are two again rebuilding teams, but we got to show credit and give service to every team because we don't know who's tuning in. They might want to hear what we got to say about
the NFL wins.
The NFL wins
because there'll be people in the stands.
Mm-hmm.
But on the field, the Eagles win. They're just right now a better team. Not a lot. I don't see a lot of exciting things happen. I do want to see Kyle Pitts, see how he transitions to the NFL. Let's see. It'd be interesting to see if Calvin really can step into that number 1 role vacated by Julio. And I mean, if Matt Ryan can lead. I don't think anybody expects them to go to the playoffs. Nobody really expects them to do much. But if he can kind of hold the ship at bay and they at least be a competitive football team, that'll be interesting. But the Eagles right now, they're just in a better situation. They know what they're doing. They're being, put everything on Jalen Hurts. They're going to see if he's the guy. But another debut, Devonta Smith.
Yeah.
See how he adjusts. That game.
And he's coming off of a strange injury in the offseason too. So it's gonna be he's not getting that great fresh start that most rookie wide receivers get. Yeah. Where you can come in clean, and kind of see what you can do. He's gonna have to come in and be dealing with an injury and be dealing with I mean, but the thankful thing for Devonta Smith and Jalen Hurts is that they're in the NFC East. So
yeah, this game is kind of like that.
They got 6 garbage games a year.
This game is kind of like that college game where the 24th ranked team in the country is playing an unranked team. It can go either way.
Yeah, I got it the same, man. I got Philly 20-17. So same thing. Like it's two teams that. Neither one of them has realistic playoff hopes. They're just in rebuild mode. You're just trying to see what you guys can do. I think it'll be a close game just because they're both not good. Mm-hmm. But I do have the Eagles edging them out. Let's go to a matchup. This is going to be a good one. I think that this might be, in my opinion, one of the best matchups in week 1.
One of the best. I mean, Pittsburgh Buffalo.
Yes, sir. You see people. This is why this is my best friend. This is why we do this, man. It's like, again, without even knowing, he just knows. Yeah, Pittsburgh and Buffalo. I want to hear your take on that.
I think this is going to be a real fun game to watch. Everybody knows how Pittsburgh fell apart at the end of last season. Right. Definitely where their season ended. 2 straight losses to the Browns. Woo woo.
Yep.
Pittsburgh didn't do anything I expected them to do in the offseason.
Right.
But they're known for coming out hot. Mike Tomlin is my favorite coach in the league. But Buffalo, they have Super Bowl expectations. The game is in Buffalo. So I just it's a perfect matchup to see where Pittsburgh you'll be able to tell right off the rip what kind of season Pittsburgh's gonna have.
I think it's gonna be a bad one.
I don't think they lose. I think they lose the game.
Yeah. So you're picking Buffalo.
Buffalo's I'm gonna say 28-17. 28-17, 28-21.
Okay. So you definitely think it'll be a closer game than I do.
I think the score will be closer than the game. I think Buffalo is gonna outplay Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
But
there'll be like garbage time points that throw off.
Not necessarily garbage time points. It's just kind of like a game flow type thing. Like
okay, I got you. So even if it's only like a 9 to 10 point lead, it'll look like
it'll look like Buffalo just won. Like you'll be able to watch this game. Yeah, Buffalo just won. Like it just wasn't that. Big Ben, we'll see what he's got left in that arm.
Yeah.
Because the big thing with them falling flat is he couldn't push the ball downfield.
We got to see what they do with that offensive line. The lack thereof.
Yeah. Another debut, Najee Harris.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see if that line can make him some holes, create holes, see if he can create anything in the running game. Buffalo, I really want to see if Josh Allen can pick up where he left off last year. If he can stay on that MVP type level, come out and win a game that he's supposed to win, and look spectacular doing it.
Yeah.
Like don't let the defense carry you. Just go out and kind of like I'm Josh Allen, bitch, and just dominate the game from jump. So, but yeah, this is good. It looks solid game, but they're just not two different classes.
Okay. I also wanted to do something. I talked to you about this before the show of kind of running a tracker all season on AFC versus NFC like direct matchups, not how they finish period in the conference win loss, but like which, because I know we always have this debate whether it's in the NBA, whether it's in football, which conference is better. So I was gonna keep a tracker of seeing which teams win which matchups. I know these are both AFC teams, and we're gonna get into the cross matchups. I just want people to know what we was talking about. I'm along the same lines with you, but I think it's gonna be worse. I think it's gonna be Buffalo. Again, I'm picking a score line 38-24. I don't think it'll be a close game. I think it'll start close. I really think it'll start close. I think in the first half, it'll be a 1-score game.
Okay.
And then Buffalo's gonna turn it on.
Right.
And Pittsburgh just does not have, on paper, matching up with Buffalo, that I can see the ability to stay with them for an entire game, for all 60 minutes.
Right.
So I think it'll be a close, competitive first half, and then I think Buffalo blows the doors open in the second half.
I can't argue against that. That could very well happen.
Yeah. I'm curious about Josh Allen too, and I talked about Stephon Diggs and my curiosity about whether or not he can be a true all the time number one wide receiver on a contending team. Because even when he was, I'm not taking nothing away from him, but when he was on the Vikings, it was like the Vikings were a surprise team. It's like now, as we've talked about, the target's on your back.
Yeah. You
led the league in receiving yards last year on a team that now is, top 3 Super Bowl favorites behind only Tampa Bay and the Chiefs.
Right.
People are going to be looking at you.
Yeah.
Every game plan is going to be around stopping Stephon Diggs and Josh Allen from connecting. So I'm curious to see how they make that work, what wrinkles they add to their offense now that we talked about it before. Like, the Buffalo Bills have not been in this position in like 30 years. Literally, people. Yeah. Of being a legitimate Super Bowl contender. They have not been here since the 90s.
This week he handles it.
Can they handle it? Yeah, I think they can handle it against Pittsburgh. I think that's a good.
They don't have anybody who can.
I think that's a great early test for them because Pittsburgh's defense is good. Their offense is terrible.
Yeah, TJ Watt is coming.
Yeah, but again, the Buffalo Bills counter that because they have a great defense. So I think the Buffalo runs away with this game. I just think that the matchups, again, you're going to have the defenses will more or less cancel each other out. They're both going to be great defenses. But the offense for the Steelers is not going to be able to keep pace with Josh Allen. So let's go to some of these. We can maybe do a rapid fire if you want on some of these other games. But no, let's get into them. Minnesota-Cincinnati. This is one of the first AFC, NFC matchups that we have. Who you got?
I had the Vikings in this one.
Do you think it's going to be a close game? You think it's going to be a blowout?
I think it'll be an entertaining game.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the Vikings are again, they're that team. That's like the baseline. But Pittsburgh, just too young.
No, not Pitt.
Cincinnati, yeah. Too young.
Same division, I know.
Burrow's first game back.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll get a chance to look at Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson, former teammates, now going against each other. That's going to be fun to watch.
Is this dude going to catch the ball? Is Jamar Chase going to learn how to catch the ball?
Okay,
you know, he started blaming it that there's not the stripes on a ball like there is in college.
Funny things like that happen.
Catch the ball, dude. You have one job. I almost cussed again right now. And I already feel like we've cussed too much on the show, especially me, because I'm hyped.
But no, I'll give him a legit excuse. Don't forget, he opted out of the college season. So again, he hasn't played football in 2 years. So he's getting back that muscle memory, getting back in the real. You can only practice so hard. Practice is never going to be the exact same as a game.
Yeah.
So he'll get in the rhythm as it goes along. But in this game, I think he performs well because again, you got your former teammate on the other side who offensive rookie of the year, NFC. You got to show out, man. That's your boy. You gotta. And remember when they were on the same team, Jamar was the number one. Yeah. And Justin Jefferson was the number two. So you got to show out. So, but I still, even though he'll have a decent, I think he catches like 6 for 85. Okay. 6 for 85.
But you think the Vikings win the game?
Yeah, the Vikings win the game. Dalvin Cook, I'm gonna give him 130 combined yards, 2 tubs, and I see the Vikings just kind of controlling the game. I'm gonna go 31-21.
Okay, we're not far. Well, we're far off, but not too far off. I have 35-31. Yeah. I think it'll be an exciting game. Again, I've told you I like Joe Burrow. I think he's an exciting quarterback to watch. He's a douchebag. Like, I absolutely detest his personality. I never want to hear him.
What's Joe Burrow to you, man?
I don't want to hear him in an advertisement. I don't want to see him on a Subway commercial. I don't want to hear about him promoting Icy Hot. But he's a hell of a player. Like, he's a goddamn player. So I'm excited to see him get back to slinging that ball around because he was exciting last year as a rookie. Like, he was. Well, again, he's a cocky, arrogant prick, but with that is that he has no fear, and I love that in a young quarterback because you got to grow up fast in the NFL. Yeah, like there's no time. There's no if you, especially as a quarterback, you want it, you got to take it. Yeah. So I like that Joe Burrow has that about him. I don't like him as a person, as I've said, but I'm excited for that game. I think it'll be 35-31. Just the experience of the Vikings will be better, but again, the explosiveness of Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase. Right. I think that'll. Joe Mixon's going to be back. Yeah. So I think it'll make the game interesting, but I don't think that the Bengals can win. Yeah. I feel like this is going to be this might be an open and shut case. I don't know. But next matchup, because I'm just going down the list, people, so y'all can follow along at home. And just in case you want to know where your team's at, just pull up the NFL schedule. We're literally just going time slot, so you can tune in at the 43-minute mark and try to find your team. Right now, we're talking about the 49ers for the Bay Area people. How you doing? And the Detroit Lions.
I'll take San Fran.
Motor City, stand up if there's any of y'all left.
It's easy to take San Fran. The Lions just aren't a good football team. I don't expect them to be a good football team.
How big do you think the spread is? I have it at 17.
So I don't even think of that.
I got it at 20-3.
Because I'm also not that high on the 49ers. Mm. So, just for sake's sake, we'll say the 49ers take this one 34-17.
Does it bother you? Because it bothers me that literally days before the season opener for the Niners that Shanahan has still not officially announced his quarterback starter?
No, because it's one that everybody knows.
That is Jimmy G.
I feel like, and this is one
thing. But why, if it is so obvious, why not just say it? Like, why allow this uncertainty to continue to percolate around your team, especially with a new rookie quarterback? Like, why not, as the head coach, just come out and definitively say, even if it's just for week 1, like, yo, it's Jimmy G. Period. Like, you don't have to go beyond that, but why leave all this uncertainty and this doubt going into week 1?
I can guarantee you there's no uncertainty in the building. I guarantee you the team knows, and they've probably been instructed, avoid the question if asked.
Okay.
But you got to play the game at the same time. He's going against a rookie head coach, Dan Campbell. Mm. So you got to play the game. If I can make you prepare for 2 options, basically make you waste practice time, I'm going to do that. But I put the thing on them, and I'm going to go back to this, going back to earlier in training camp when someone asked Urban Meyer the question. I know he's a rookie head coach as well, fresh out of college ranks. Somebody asked him, everybody on earth knows Trevor Lawrence is going to be starting quarterback for Jacksonville Jaguars. As a member of the media, why are you asking that question? Like, don't ask me to name the quarterback. Of course, I'm not going to tell you. I don't care. Again, it's not a secret. We took the kid number 1. We don't have a quarterback. Gardner Minshew's on the roster. Right. Gardner Minshew's on the roster, but we took this kid number 1 to plug and play. Like, step your game up as the media. Ask something else. But don't ask me that when, one, you know the answer. And then don't get mad at me when I really don't answer your question. It's not something new. NFL coaches have been doing this for eons.
Yeah. Okay, touche. I'll concede that point to my co-host.
Like media, step your game, especially local reporters.
All right, so we both are in agreement that this is more or less a throwaway game, even though we got to numbers differently. We both have it as a 17-point win.
Yeah, the Lions they're the Lions.
Yeah, they're gonna have a bad season. Another game I think is gonna be a throwaway, but again, I don't want to be insulting nobody, especially because one of these teams is close to home. We got the Arizona Cardinals and the Tennessee Titans next. Another AFC-NFC matchup. Who you got in this one?
I just think this is going to be a really, really, really entertaining game because Tennessee struggled on defense last year, so it's going to be interesting to see what improvements they made. They picked up Bud Dupree from the Steelers, so they actually have somebody who can chase Kyler Murray down. So it's going to be fun to watch on both sides. You know, Arizona kind of revamped their defense, picking up J.J. Watt. They drafted Xavier Collins, who I wouldn't have been mad if the Browns would have drafted him. But he's an outside linebacker who can also put his hand in the ground and come off the edge. So it's kind of going to be interesting to see both sides, both revamped defenses, how they handle the opponent's offense. But I think it's too much Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
He's the new age bus. Like, too much Derrick Henry.
I'll take it a step further, man. If he keeps playing like he is, he's a new age Eric Dickerson. Like, this dude is unstoppable. He's just running through people. Like, yeah. I know the bus is more because he's like a brute force guy, but again, he has literally multiple 99-yard touchdown runs. And I think he's the only running back in NFL history that has like 3 95+ yard touchdown runs. Yeah. He's not the fastest guy, but he can be fast. Like, don't shit on him. He still runs under a 4.40. Like, he's still got them wheels, but he's also just built like the goddamn Rock.
It's like the thing.
I feel like, I feel like everybody loves The Rock. I feel like if The Rock could create a football player for himself, it would be Derrick Henry. Like, everything about him is like, I'm just going to throw you out the way if you get him out. Like, I don't
Strength, 99. Break tackle, 99. Speed, stiff arm, 99.
Yeah, stiff arm, 101. No, stiff arm, because the game is broken. Stiff arm, 101. Speed, we'll be human. We'll just put it at like 93. You can catch me, but probably not. Unless you're DK Metcalf.
Right.
You're probably, because DK Metcalf is catching ghosts. Yeah. Like, he running down ghosts, man. All right, so we in agreement on that. I got Tennessee winning 31-17.
I also want to see what they do with Julio. I
want
to see what adjustments they made to the offense to fit him in.
Yeah. And for people at home, again, even if you like sports betting, if you like fantasy football, if you like listening to podcasts like this, when we put out numbers like this, if you watched anything else, it's not that we have some magic ball as to why I'm saying 31-17 or 20. It's more of just us looking at the offense, looking at how we think it'll break down. If we're wrong, we might be wrong. We ain't gonna be wrong about the result. We both thought that the Bucs are gonna win tonight. We thought it was gonna be by a hell of a lot more. We were, again, as we talked about in the earlier segment, we were just surprised. So if you hear your team on here and we're like, oh, they're gonna get blown out, trust me, it's we're not trying to insult y'all. We're just telling you the truth.
Yeah, the Lions are bad.
Yeah. So let's go to the next AFC NFC matchup. We got the Seattle Seahawks on the road to the whatever the hell is going on in Indianapolis Colts. Only the second craziest team on this list as far as what the hell is going on in their offseason.
Yeah, got to roll with Seattle on this one. I think they're just better over a football team, but Seattle comes out of the gates fast. So I think they do it again.
Yeah.
Indy's tough, though. Indy is tough. They got a very solid running game. They have a top 3 offensive line in the league. Their defense is very stout. I think this game just comes down to Seattle has a better quarterback.
Yeah.
And they have the T-9000.
Yeah.
That is DK Metcalf. So I'm going to go with Seattle. I'm going to go... I think this will probably be closer. 27-17.
People, again, I got to keep saying this because thankfully I got some comment and feedback from one of our subscribers. It's like, no, we don't know what each other's going to be talking about. We know the topics, but this is all fresh. I love that you said that because I actually had it at 27-13. So we only off by 4.
Except I'm going to be more righter.
You're going to be probably more righter. You'll probably be more righter, but even that, we both picked that exact number.
That's 27. A trademark phrase, people.
Yeah, 27 in the teenage zone. So yeah, I got the Seahawks winning 27-13. And we're moving on to something I know I got some people that are going to be curious about. Mm-hmm. The LA Chargers versus Washington football team in Washington.
This is a good game. I'm going to go with the Washington football team.
Oh, it's our first disagreement.
Yeah, I'm going with the Washington football team. The Chargers, out of Justin Herbert, had an amazing rookie season. He's going to be under fire.
Yeah.
Them boys is coming.
Oh, yeah. They're gunning for him now.
Them boys are coming.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's always the problem with professional sports. Not a problem, but it's a good problem to have.
That's why we got the analysis for the game. Them boys is coming.
Yeah, that's why we love the late great Kobe Bryant was that once you get good and people know, you got to keep getting better. Yeah. If you think you're great, look at Tom Brady. You got to get, as you said, you more writer. If you think you're great, you got to get greater. So when I look at Justin Herbert, it's the same shit. Like, yo, you might have done a bit too much.
Yeah. I mean,
like in a joking way, it's like you might have overplayed your hand. Like, yo, these are pocket aces. I thought you had a little bit weaker, bro. Oh, so now I know what you coming with. Maybe Justin Herbert should have thrown for like 400 US yards. If he got right in under 4,000, you weren't gonna make the playoffs anyway. But now teams ain't looking at you as a 4,000 plus per year quarterback. Yeah. 30 touchdown quarterback or 26 touchdowns. Like,
yeah, it's a tough. I mean, you got 4 first round picks on that front 4, plus their backup. This could be a starter for every team in the league. They do not have to blitz, which is like when you don't have to blitz, you can cover up all your defenses in the secondary.
Yeah.
Fitzmagic is an amazing week 1 to 5 quarterback.
He's an adrenaline quarterback.
Yeah, he's a top 5 quarterback in the league from week 1 to week 5.
To me, what I love about Fitzmagic is he's an adrenaline quarterback.
Yeah.
If ever you plug him into a situation where it's just like high intensity, high stress, he shines. If it's just, hey, we're playing the Lions.
Yeah.
This should be an easy win for you.
Yeah. And aside from
then he throws 3 picks, and you're like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Overall, West Coast teams don't do good traveling to the East Coast playing those early games. So,
facts.
Definitely put this in the football team's win column.
I got it. This is our first difference. I do have the Chargers still winning the game. But I think it'll be an extremely close game. I think it'll be 30-24. Again, like less than a touchdown difference. I am banking on Justin Herbert. I am banking on Keenan Allen. I'm banking on them being healthy. It's not that I got nothing against Fitzmagic.
Right.
It's more just that I think that the Chargers are a better team. Again, I had them like I think 11th in my power rankings. I just think that the Chargers have every capability of being a great team.
They do.
And I think that this will be their best test.
Okay. You also got a rookie coach.
That's why I'm saying it. Like I from my friends out there, like that like the Chargers, like I'm hoping if you want your season to go well, you need to win week 1. Because you're not gonna have, with the exception of and I'm not saying this for my team, but with the exception of the Broncos, you're not gonna face another top tier defense that's gonna be in the same stratosphere as Washington football team. So if you can go into their building,
unless we gel really quick,
right? But I'm saying like if you guys gel. This isn't like established.
Yeah,
this isn't established.
Definitely not gonna face another defensive line.
Yeah, this is an established number 1, number 2 defense. Period. If you go into their building in Washington week 1 with a second-year quarterback, sophomore quarterback who targets on his back, facing that defensive line. Yeah. If you can beat Washington in Washington week 1, the Chargers are going to be a dangerous goddamn team. Because this is the test. It's like their perfect test. And again, it's not like I'm saying nothing about the Broncos as a projected top 5 team, but you don't play them till later.
Right.
So I'm like, you get not a projected, but a definite top 3 defense out the gate. So yeah, if Justin Herbert can weather that storm, I might not be far off on my power rankings. The Chargers might be a problem, and I hate saying that because they're in my division, but they might be a problem. So I'm looking for. I think it'll be a really good, really close game. Moving on to the New York Jets versus your Carolina Panthers. That was your surprise team.
Game. This is your surprise team against my surprise team.
Yeah, we're gonna see who's more writer, motherfucker.
I'm more writer.
No, I'm definitely gonna be more
always
writer.
More writer.
So I feel like it goes without saying that we're gonna have different opinions on who wins this game.
Yeah, of course. I got the Panthers.
Yeah, obviously I got the Jets. Man. Yeah. It's gonna be Zach Wilson, baby.
Zach Wilson, he can do what he do, but Sam Darnold is coming out firing. I'm telling you,
especially because it's his former team. It's gonna be a great.
Yeah, I call him fire. He's gonna go for 300 plus.
Yeah.
CMC is going for. I'm gonna give him 140 combined yards. 2 to 3 tubs.
I told you this is one of my. So this is one of my like top 3 games I want to watch this weekend. Like that I have to watch is going to be like the New York Jets versus the Carolina because of that. Because again, we have different reasons why these obscure teams we like. Yeah. You have your reasons that you're sold on. Yeah, you're sold on Carolina. I don't have the Jets going to the playoffs, but I think that they'll be one of the most entertaining teams to watch. So I'm super looking forward to this matchup. I have it close. Again, obviously you got Carolina winning. I got the Jets winning. I got them winning by a touchdown, 24-17. Okay. I don't think it'll be the fireworks show I'm hoping for because it's going to be Zach Wilson's first game. So I don't think he's going to go out there and put up 35, 42, whatever. But I think he's going to show enough. And I think Sam Darnold's not.
I think Sam Darnold's not. I got the Panthers making a statement.
You got the Panthers making a
statement.
Oh, so what you got him at?
31-10.
Damn. I mean, with the Jets defense, that's not as egregious of a comment as I wish that it was. So I can see that happening. Yeah. I
31-10.
I'm okay. I'm gonna say this publicly. I'm gonna put my faith in Zach Wilson for the first half of the season. So I'm gonna give him 8 games. I believe that any good rookie deserves 8 games. If he hasn't shown me something I can come and talk to you people about, I'm gonna shut the fuck up about the Jets forever. I don't care who they get. They get Patrick Mahomes, Rob Gronkowski, Tom Brady coming off the bench, Tyreek Hill, Von Miller. Like they could get Aaron Donald, Jalen. They could get everybody on the Jets. If they can't do something with Zach Wilson, I'll be like, they suck. I'll never talk about him again.
This game has nothing to do with him though. He's just kind of
That's not something I'm giving him 8 weeks. I'm giving him half the season.
Don't count this week because this week like you ever like been out with your homie and like y'all out doing whatever. You like, yo man, I'm gonna go grab a drink real quick. You go to the bar, you grab a drink, you come back, and he's just in a situation. And he's like, bruh.
I feel like you describing every night me and you have ever been out. I feel like you saying something about me right now to the people. Like that this, I feel like you reliving the memory of us going out.
We've had those nights, but no, it's like.
My bad, I'm sorry.
That's the situation Zach Wilson is in. He's just like, bruh, like, I don't have anything to do with this. Yeah, he just wrong place, wrong time.
I think it'll be a good game. I think again, I'm giving them 8 weeks. I'm being better than most employees. I'm giving them most employers.
Don't count this one because the whole Panthers roster is gonna ride for Sam Darnold.
Yeah. All right. The next game that I don't want to spend more than 30 seconds on. Jacksonville versus Houston. Gives a shit.
It's a great game. I do.
Okay. Well, you do. I don't.
Sunshine.
I like
debut.
Debut. Okay. Well, I'm gonna break out of this. I promise. For everybody at home, for you, I'm just still trying to work my way through it. I'm not gonna want to talk about Houston. Like I'm not gonna want to talk about the Texans.
Talk about sunshine.
I'm gonna talk. All right, that's fair enough. Touche.
Sunshine.
I'm excited to see Trevor Lawrence. I think he'll be good. I think I have it as a blowout. I have Trevor.
See that coming.
I have Trevor Lawrence whipping their ass 28-3. Like I hope it's nothing less. I hope that Trevor Lawrence can hang on Houston. What the Ravens did a couple of years ago, when it was like 85-0. It felt like week one.
They did to the Browns.
Yeah, it was. I want that to.
6.
Yeah, I want that to happen. So let's go into the matchup. Let's go into the matchup that we really want to talk about. This is the game that should have been Monday Night Football. It should have been Sunday Night Football at the very least. But we didn't get it. We get it in the middle of the day. Cleveland versus the Chiefs.
Yeah, game of the week.
It's the heir apparent versus the heir current, I guess. Is that how you say it? It's the... it's one's the king, and you guys are trying to take over the throne.
We're trying to get that.
Y'all got to get it for week 1. You want the heavyweight
super
title?
conflicted about this game.
Yeah, why?
Conflicted.
I'm gonna take a back seat on this one, people, because this is his team, so I gotta hear your take.
I'm super conflicted about this game because first I think we're gonna win the game. I think we will win the game.
Okay.
I need us to lose this game.
What?
I need the Cleveland Browns to lose this game. I think we will win the game. I need us to lose the game.
You understand that makes no fucking sense.
It does.
Excuse my language, people.
It does.
But what?
It does when you go into it. Over the last few years.
You want to...
And actually not even over the last few years. Historically, playoff rematches work in favor of the team that loses in the regular season. Tampa Bay wins the Super Bowl. In the regular season, Kansas City smoked Tampa Bay.
They did.
Tennessee blasted Baltimore in the regular season. Playoffs, Ravens get that revenge. Steelers smoked us the first time we played. Playoffs, Browns win. You can trace this back way back. Greatest show on turf. You know, in the regular season, they lost to the Tennessee Titans by 3 points. Super Bowl, they win. I need us to lose this game so that we can prevail in the playoffs.
It's got to be
prevail in the playoffs.
It's got to be the first time I've heard somebody say, "I hope my team loses week 1."
Let's look at people. Trace it. Go back throughout NFL, the annals of NFL history, and look at teams that play in the regular season and playoffs, and look at your team, one of your greatest teams of all time, New England Patriots, undefeated. Guess who they got the 16-0 against? The New York Giants. What happened in that Super Bowl? New York Giants. People, history, look at your past and it'll tell you your future.
I was going to say something. But I gotta not talk about the Broncos up until because I was going to actually reference the Seahawks and that we beat their ass
in the regular season.
And then everybody saw what happened in the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
agreeing with you. It's you can go back.
This game, but I need us to lose. I will not be upset if we lose this game.
Okay. So I got a 35-31 Kansas City. So apparently I'm on your side without realizing it. And that I think, again, as I said in my power rankings, as I said on the last episode, I believe that the Browns are the number 2 team in the league.
Right.
I did have the Bucs. Ooh, after that game, I'm a little sketchy on the Bucs.
That's Chiefs your number one?
That's my number one. I'm a little dude. I've not been that concerned about a secondary in a long time. From a potential Super Bowl contender, like I was watching this dude get destroyed. Right. So I'm like, oof. And y'all, that's just the Cowboys. Right. That's the Cowboys.
To be fair, their receiving core is solid.
But it's also a receiving core that has a quarterback that hasn't thrown a ball in a year.
This is true.
And y'all give up 400 yards. So I'm like, but again, the Browns are my number 2 team. I think that they're the best. I think that they can upset the Chiefs. I don't think that they win week 1. Maybe some kind of subconscious way going with you. I'm like, I think it's a close game that Kansas City pulls out. Again, 35-31. I think it'll be a really close game, but I don't know. Like I see the Chiefs winning, which apparently is something that you want. So I don't even fucking feel bad now. I just feel weird. I'm like, oh, well, you just want your team to lose. Like I get it. I completely get the. As I said before, see, this is what I'm talking about. You're not superstitious. You're just a little stitious. You see people, he's just a little stitious. He's not superstitious, just a little stitious.
I got this one in 34-31.
34-31, all right. 34-31. I had a 35-31, so right there. Same wheelhouse. Let's go to 2 teams I think are both going to have bad seasons, but you seem to have a different opinion on Miami versus New England.
It's going to be a really good game. I think it's going to be a really good game. You got Brian Flores, a disciple of Bill Belichick. He has a really good defense down there in Miami.
Down in them Florida, in the swampland. Got them Gators, boy. Down in Miami.
Absolutely not sold on Tua, though. And this is where I get the Patriots to edge. Bill Belichick tortures rookie quarterbacks. No, Tua's not a rookie, but he really didn't have like a stable rookie season. So this is kind of, in essence, like his rookie season. I think that gives Patriots a slight edge. I got them 24-17.
For the Patriots?
For the Patriots.
Oh, yeah, we're off again. I have it like the exact opposite. And, I don't even like the Dolphins. But I got it 27-10.
You hate the Patriots, though.
It's not. I have no hatred. I have no hatred towards Bill Belichick or the Patriots. I got nothing against them. Yeah, they were rivals for the Broncos when we were good, but it's like I got nothing against Bill Belichick or the Patriots.
You hate Bill Belichick because he takes stuff away from Tom Brady.
I mean, facts. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll move on. I'm sorry, this had me fucking stuck. Like, I don't know how to respond to that. Like, yeah, touche. Well played. Moving on. God damn it. Painted me into a fucking corner. No response. Green Bay versus New Orleans.
We already did that.
Oh, we already did that. Sorry. Yeah, that was first. My bad. So now we're into. I'm just going through the list.
Right.
Denver versus the New York Giants. That's the matchup getting close to. That's the matchup before Sunday Night Football. So it's the last game people can see before Sunday Night Football. I feel like it's clearly known what I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
So I'll just shut up and let you drag my team.
I just kind of went back and forth on this one, but basically what it came down to, if this game was in Denver, I'd have gave it to the Broncos. But because it's in New York, again, that coming from, I know it's not all the way on the West Coast, but still coming from West to East, hurts teams, and I think it's going to hurt you guys in a close game. I got the Giants pulling out 24-21.
Okay, so we're not too far off. Obviously, I definitely think the Broncos win. I had it at 28-24. So again, same thing, like within one score with a field goal or something like that. Yeah. Why I don't have it as more of a blowout, and I'm not saying it's because it's my team. I'm saying it because of the fact that the Giants are garbage and the Broncos got better. Why I don't have it as a bigger margin of victory is what we've talked about. As much as I hate it, there's too many variables of how well will Teddy Bridge play. I have no questions about the defense. I have questions about how well will Teddy Bridge play.
That was another one of my factors.
So, again, with me, I've clearly been told. I've talked to death about the Broncos, so I'm not going to go into it. I just think that if Teddy Bridgewater plays a mediocre game, the Broncos win 28-24.
I think it'll take more than that.
I don't think he needs to play great, but again, I won't go into it. I'll spare everybody at home listening. I'll just I'd much
game you can go into.
No, it's okay, because what I'd much rather do
is when they win.
Absolutely. I don't want to talk about it now, people. I want all of y'all that have been sending me messages and sending me feedback. I'm talking about the Broncos too much to have to eat them words on Tuesday morning. So I'm not going to talk too much about them. Just know I got them winning. You got them losing.
Yeah, I think Teddy's going to have to play more than me. The Giants' defense is underrated. Their biggest question is can Daniel Jones not turn the ball over and if Saquon finishes the game. If they establish him, then that could be a problem for you guys. Because that's going to open up play action. And they do got some talent on offense. Evan Ingram, heard of that guy. It's pretty good. But yeah, the Giants' defense is underrated. And the travel hurts you guys. So Giants by 3.
Moving on, because
he's gonna have to play better than mediocre in this game.
I can go on a rant right now. I want to. You set up so many of the avenues for me to be like, no, wrong, but no, can't do that. Can't do that right now. Let's move on. I got the Broncos winning. We might go 30-0. Sunday Night Football, man. We have a potentially interesting matchup. I think it's gonna be a boring ass game, but it's Sunday Night Football. It's the Chicago Bears versus the LA Rams. Matthew Stafford's not only debut with the Rams, but he also gets to debut at home, but against a very staunch defense. So, and it's on prime time against Sunday Night Football, so it's like all eyes are gonna be on him.
All eyes are gonna be on Aaron Donald.
You think more people are going to be focused on what Aaron Donald's doing than Matthew Stafford?
Absolutely. Here's why. Every single person in the city of Chicago and every Bears fan around the world is going to hope that Aaron Donald gets through that line and puts a smack on Andy Dalton so Justin Fields can get into the game. That is why Aaron Donald is the focus player of this game. That's just facts. Like, there's legitimately no reason Justin Fields should not be starting this game.
This man wants him to get hurt.
I don't want him. I have no thoughts one way or the other on the Bears. But the city of Chicago does. They care about the Bears.
Oh, the Chicago's
ruthless.
all
want
Justin Fields,
Aaron Donald, to break through that line. And I'm not going to say hurt him. To do something.
Get Justin Fields in the game.
To get Andy Dalton on the sideline and Justin Fields in the game.
That's ruthless.
That's what they want.
Ruthless.
That's what they want.
So that's what you're looking forward to on Sunday night, to see Aaron Donald apparently tear up that backfield.
I'm not looking forward to anything. That should not be.
So who are you picking?
The Rams are going to win the game no matter who plays.
By how much?
It's Dalton or Justin Fields. The Rams win this game easily. They're gonna out defense the Bears.
So what's your easy?
The Bears don't have
this
the
random guess.
It's not random. The Rams win this game like 35-7.
Oh, well, not far off. I had it at 31-17.
Yeah,
because I figured that's why I was dying laughing. I figured that Andy Dalton gets pulled by halftime. So I was like, it's gonna be like 28-3.
No, I kind of agree. Like I wouldn't play Justin Fields in this game either.
Yeah, I figured it'd be like 28-3 at halftime, and it's just like, fuck it, let's get some reps.
Super ugly, super quick.
All right, so we got the final pick of the night. The final pick for week 1, our predictions. Again, I'm going to be running a tally for everybody that checks onto the podcast on the YouTube. And once we get the site up and running and functional, you'll be able to see our picks and keep track of where we think everybody is. And again, the competition that me and him will be running is to how many picks can we get right over the course of the season. We got the final pick for week 1. It's the Monday Night Football game. I couldn't ever believe that this is what they picked, but I mean, I get it. I love it. It's my city, so I hate the team, but it's my city, and it's the Baltimore Ravens versus the Vegas Raiders.
Yeah,
Monday Night Football.
Very interesting matchup.
I feel like it only got interested in the last 12 days. I feel like before that, it was a foregone conclusion that the Ravens was going to run this game out.
I still think it's a foregone conclusion. It's just an interesting matchup.
You still, okay. Foregone conclusion, which direction? You think it's...
The Ravens are going to win.
You still think the Ravens are going to win?
The Ravens are going to win.
With no running backs. And no DB.
They have a running back.
I mean, yeah, they got Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, that's all you need. Lamar Jackson put up 500 yards of offense against Tennessee Titans when they actually had a defense.
So you still think the Ravens
have a defense?
But I feel like Lamar Jackson gets off like that because he had J.K. Dobbins, because he had these guys running behind him that you have to be worried about them too. No,
Lamar Jackson is about to go silly on Monday Night Football.
Oh, okay. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be. I think this game is gonna be reminiscent of when we played the Ravens last year. It's gonna be high school because the Raiders aren't terrible. Derek Carr, Darren Waller's top tight end in the league.
Yeah,
not the top. He's one of the top. Definitely, I'll give him top 5.
I'll put him top 5 easy top 5.
Henry Ruggs needs to step up, but he's an absolute burner on the outside. So if Derek Carr can get some protection and actually get the ball down the field to these guys, Josh Jacobs a beast. Like it's going to be a very entertaining game. It's just Lamar's going to make a lot of people look silly. I can see you going 38-31.
38-31. Oh, you got it close. I got it close too.
Score will be closer than the game will look because you could put together a highlight reel of Lamar Jackson and you think that game was like 56-0. And that's how Lamar Jackson is going to make some plays that are going to make this game look like it's a blowout.
Yeah.
But I think Baltimore controls the game from beginning to end.
I would have agreed with you, again, until the last 12 days. And I would have agreed with you until literally this morning, like Thursday morning. Right. I would have agreed with you. But then it's like, again, they've lost all 3 of their running backs. They lost Marcus Peters as well, their star DB that they just signed and paid a ton for last season. So I'm looking at the Ravens team and I'm like, I still think that they're a better team overall than most in the league.
Yeah.
I still think that they're a better team than the Las Vegas Raiders. But the Raiders are at home. They're in a new stadium. True. They're going to have fans.
For the first
They're going to be motivated. I think that they squeak out a win, 31-28. Now, I have to say this with all clarity. I do have, unfortunately, a bet running on this prediction with a subscriber, a fan that likes the show, a friend of mine. I'm not going to say anything else about it because I want to win the bet first, but I made this bet that the Ravens would win the game. I know I'm calling the Raiders, but I made the bet and the bet stands that I had the Ravens win the game. Right. What pisses me off about this shit.
Ravens are going to win the game.
What pisses me off about this shit is I hope that they do. I made the bet with this dude because he's in the Midwest, so it's like it's a time difference. We're obviously on the West Coast. I made this bet with him at like 7:00 in the morning our time.
Right. By
like 10:00 West Coast time, it was like, oh, they just lost Gus Edwards and Marcus Peters. And so now I'm just getting these reports coming in and I'm like, dude, do y'all know I just made a bet on this?
Here's the thing.
Because I thought it was a guarantee. I'm like,
it is a guarantee.
Even when he brought it up to me, because again, it's part of our bet. I'll talk about it if it happens, but I remember thinking, I'm like, oh, this is like an easy bet. And then I'm just watching the day go, and I'm like, come on, man. Y'all going to have me lose a bet?
I can absolutely understand why you feel that way, but let me give you some comfort.
I hope so.
The biggest difference in this game is on the sidelines. Let me fill you in on something. Think about this. Since John Gruden has taken over as head coach of the Raiders, the Cleveland Browns have gone from 0-16 to Super Bowl contender. Mm-hmm. And the Raiders haven't made the playoffs one time.
Oh, no. So, please, for everybody at home, you already know this. I hate the Raiders.
Yeah, but think about that.
I hate them with a passion. I just don't want to lose this fucking bet.
Think about that.
I don't want to lose the bet.
Think about that. A team that did not win a game is now a Super Bowl contender. And your team is still just hoping to be able. You're not,
and they signed him to a 10-year contract.
Right.
So they're not even halfway through.
So that's obviously Lamar Jackson is Lamar, but the biggest difference in the game is on the sideline, and that's why I say you don't have to worry. Jim Harbaugh is just a way better football coach than John Gruden, and that's where the game's gonna be won.
I agree. Again, I'm hoping because I'm really not trying to lose on week 1. My first bet.
That's why I'm usually more righter.
I had so much confidence. No, because when I placed the bet, I made it out of good sense, and then because apparently the Ravens are running bulldozers over all of their players on offense, they just don't have any. Like everybody's getting hurt. How do you have that many? As you said, everybody on the Ravens training like health staff needs to be fired. How do you have all 3 of your running backs go down with season-ending injuries? How do you have your star DB on the same day also go down with a season-ending injury? To where now it's like you have Le'Veon Bell and Devonta Freeman hasn't played in the NFL in 2 years.
Yeah, but they're in the practice squad.
Yeah, they're gonna bring him up from what I was reading.
Either way, go through COVID.
It's like those are the guys. That's that shit in the team. Anyway, so. No, I hope that the Ravens.
That's actually scarier.
I hope that the Ravens win because I really don't want to lose this bet. But
you're safe.
I do think that there is a strong possibility that the Raiders could pull out a win. So that's my final pick. I don't have a good scoreline for the first week of the season when it comes to home teams. So if you're a fan of whatever franchise that you like and your team's at home this week, I only have 6 of them winning. I have 10 road victories.
Oh yeah, that's a losing effort.
Yeah, I have 10 road victories because again, I'm just looking at the matchups. Like even as we just went through them, Philly's on the road, that's a win. Minnesota's on the road, that's a win. San Francisco's on the road, that's a win. Seattle's on the road, that's a win. We differed on Chargers versus Washington. We differed on the Jets versus Carolina. The Jets win. That's a win on the road. Jacksonville, that's a win. That's on the road. You know what I'm saying? Like going through it, it's like for me looking at it, I'm like, there's 10 road teams that should win this weekend.
Should.
And we'll see how it goes. And that's people, y'all don't understand how excited I am. This is only the first game.
Yeah.
Because now we again, it's not the predicting things. It's not the previews. It's like we was gonna be able to get into it and see who's right, see who's wrong, see what teams are doing right. You know, see how they're going with it. And man, I'm hyped. I'm so hyped. Again, this is Christmas. This is like the best time of the year. I mean, we saw it tonight. This is even me and you. We were debating whether we should even have Thursday night football games, and tonight's game was dope. That was such a good game. It was such a good game.
More right.
So I'm actually curious to see. I'm curious to see how the rest of the season goes, man. Do you have any since now we have the first official game in the Bucs? What's your bold prediction for week 1? Just week 1. Well, the first one's already in the books, so you can't make one on the Bucs or the Cowboys on the remaining 15 games. The remaining 15, the remaining 30 plus teams.
Prediction to be made.
Well, what's like a big, games? I guess like a big surprise for you? Like what team do you think might get off that, or what team do you think will suck?
I'll give you.
Or it could even be a player.
I'll give you a bold prediction. I'm gonna say Trevor throws for 400
in his first game out.
First game.
That Trevor Lawrence throws for 400
yards.
Shit. Okay. Shit. That would be impressive.
I don't think he'll break the rookie record. I can't remember. I think Cam Newton set the rookie record. But yeah, he'll throw for 400.
Okay. I could see that as a possibility again, especially because they're playing the Houston Texans.
Exactly.
So I'm like, the Houston Texans that no longer have J.J. Watt.
Right.
So I could definitely see that happening. I'll stick on my guns, man. I think that I don't think he gets to 400, but I think that Zach Wilson throws for 350 and 4 touchdowns. Yep. I'm gonna say those. Yeah, I'm gonna say those. I'm gonna place my rookie against your rookie. Like, so I think my guy Zach Wilson's gonna have a better day. Lawrence might get more yards, but Zach Wilson will have a better day.
Yeah. And Trevor Lawrence is getting the dub.
You said Trevor Lawrence is getting the dub. Zach Wilson's getting the dub. Zach Wilson getting the dub against the Carolina Panthers.
He's gonna lose.
All right, so we got some bold predictions that you think Trevor Lawrence gonna get 400 yards, Zach Wilson gonna lose, and you both want the Browns to win and lose the game at the same time.
No, I think they're gonna win. I don't want them to lose. I need them to lose. History speaks volumes.
Yeah.
And if they lose, it serves us better in the long run.
All right. Well, again, I can't be more excited, and I know you can't be more excited that the season has started. This is when it gets fun. This whole episode's been fun. Everything's been fun. If you guys have any comments about where we put your teams, if you think that your team might win a game that we otherwise thought that they might lose, you think the spread will be closer.
Lions fans, just stay quiet.
If you're a Lions fan or a Texans fan, do not bother us. Pick a new team. You now have until the end of February, if you're a Lions or Texans fan, to pick a new team. Pick one. There's 30 others. You can go with somebody else or pick a college team. I don't care. But if we did say something that you liked about your team, or if we said something that you feel you want to defend, please let us know in the comments. You also need to like and subscribe, share. Please, word of mouth is the best thing possible. We've already been hearing amazing feedback and support. And again, we want to bring y'all the content that you guys want to hear. This has been our week 1 predictions. I mean, again, we can't wait to talk to you guys on Tuesday and see how more writer we are. And again, if you guys have any comments, any content, any things in particular that you guys want us to go over, please, by all means, let us know in the comments.
Absolutely.
We're always here. We're always trying to listen. We want to make sure this is the best show possible. And I'm so excited. Man, we just got through game 1, and game 1 wasn't a disappointment. It was fantastic. I'm looking forward to the season. I think this is going to be one of the best and most interesting seasons. There's so many good storylines, so many good news plugs out there. So please keep tuning in to the Next Man Up Sports Podcast. We're going to cover all of this as researched and detailed as we possibly can. Make sure that all of this is fun, and we're going to bring it to you in a way that, you can enjoy it. So this is we've been waiting a long time for this, man. I know it's like a long outro. I apologize for that, but we've been waiting a long time for this first official episode in the season. We cannot thank y'all enough for showing up with us and tuning in and hearing in. Again, like, subscribe, comment. My name is Shaka. I don't want to keep going too long on this outro. My name is Shaka. I'm just hyped. It's my man, Bobby G. Thank y'all for tuning in to episode 5 of the Next Man Up Sports Podcast. We will catch y'all next time. Thank you again. Love you. Get them out of here.
Peace.